guys are in trouble tonight. Oh, it's going to be a problem tonight. R8RBEAR! All day, okay? Can't hide the love. Oh, let's go! I can't wait. Those of you joining me from YouTube, please take a moment to like and touch that little bell, tickle that little bell, hit the like button, and subscribe to R8RBEAR Live. Woo! Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The R8RBEAR! Raiders! No, I'm serious. Raiders! Wait until I tell you about camp today. I can't wait. I don't want to hear one word about, oh, come on, Bear, take it easy. It's just camp, Bear. Oh, Bear, come on, take it. No! Raiders! Did I get anyone's dogs yet? Open those windows. Don't be a coward. Stand up for your show. Well, it was a mistake, okay? Social media was a mistake, and it never should have been created, except for this show. Just somehow, there was one way to just go right to, just weasel around, just go right under R8RBEAR Live, and that would be okay. R and Pharrell, lifer.com. Alexa, stop. Oh, I love that bell. Tradish! R8RBEAR Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to the heavyweight champion of the world, reigning, defending, Jim Vanderlyn! Okay, you're not getting one like that tomorrow, Jim. Man, I'm feeling lightheaded all of a sudden. Second place, my silver medal goes to, whoa, the man jumping up to second place tonight, dethroning the man of silver, John the Lion! Leon! Always catching L's, but never catching losses. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. We got to call it, we say like L's for love or for living right, you know, that kind of thing. Third place, my bronze medal goes to the reigning, defending, middleweight silver champion, Mark Vargas! What's up, Mark? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. Appreciate the emojis tonight. They always make me smile. Facebook! The heavyweight champion of the world rears his head up again. Numero uno. El Jefe, Dustin King, our gold medalist tonight and reigning defending champion. So the champs once again hold down the titles. I have to figure out now, since you guys have become so dominant, I have to find a way for you to both defend the titles at the same time in a tag team title defense of your gold medals against John the Lion Leon and Mark Vargas on Sunday. I don't know. Lucky Pace! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Lucky Pace, I want to make it very clear. I consider you my friend. So when I say my good friend, Lucky Pace, don't act weird about it. Don't ask people if I'm serious. I am. I met you. I loved your energy. You're a good dude. I know, I'm kissing his ass. It's just so that he takes it easy on me when I make mistakes later in the comments. Third place, my bronze medal goes to Edgar Lucky DeLeon! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. Has it been a minute? I don't remember reading your name in a while. But good to see you. Honorable mention goes out to the lovely Tony Carpenter Evans. Herman Gonzalez Jr. What's up, brother? The lovely Vicky Ginn. Raiders Man Cave. Yo back, brother. Denton Rhodes Space Force. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Raiders Man Cave says 5-win Raiders don't know how draft tight end was dumb. We needed corners. Hot take. They make me drink. Okay, I already really like Raiders Man Cave. I'm one comment in beyond yo, and he's killing me. No, Raiders Man Cave, I got to be honest with you, we didn't regress. So that's the first thing. So we're not going to just win 5 games, but I don't mind your disgruntled Raider attitude because we've been unsuccessful at, getting better and consistently getting to the playoffs for so long. I don't fault any Raider fan for saying, bah humbug. We'll be lucky if we win 7 games, mate. But the tight end I don't think was dumb. I really don't. I really, really don't. I think Telesco's draft choices thus far are all starting to look real solid. Real solid. The only one that I had some pause about was Jackson Powers Davis. Now, as far as the big lineman and him being our second round pick, I didn't have any problem with where we picked him. I thought he was a steal. Most analysts were saying he was a first round pick, and that in the reality, the only reason he had slipped to where he did was because there was, word out that there was some injury history with him that was just strange. You know what I mean? He's a great player, smart football player, great attitude, brings it. He's one of those guys that he doesn't need motivation. He's like, yeah, let's go, yeah, just all the time. It's awesome. I'm really excited to see him. Even these practices, I can't wait to hear about. Like when at some point Max is going to spin and do a stunt and come across the defensive tackle, and Jackson's going to be right there in his face. And I just want to know, man, does he blast him or maybe does the lineman win? A block here and there with him. Who knows? But I would love to hear about that battle. Let's see. Mark Vargas, what's up? You're a church group? Oh, nice. Sorry, everyone. My bad. Anna Diaz, Rincon, what's up, love? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. Carlos Megana. No, you never be silent, brother. Steven Shaw, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. What's up, there? Glad you made it out of traffic safely earlier. How about we'll call our new defense the Deep? Aha! Now, see, the problem is none of your suggestions have, between you and Jim Vanderlyn and some of the others, none of them have been bad. I like all, they're all pretty good. I don't know that it would be difficult for me to say, okay, which one, and pick just one. There's been quite a few submissions. Dustin King, KC's first round pick, Xavier Worthy, hasn't even shown up to a practice yet. What kind of a clown show are they running over there? The guy is like elite fast. I mean, elite fast. As far as like the 40-yard dash, whenever you run a 4.4 anything or a 4.3 anything, that's considered like, and it is like Olympic speed, okay? This guy ran 4.2. Okay, that's frightening. The only guy I've ever seen run anything like that was Usain Bolt and Carl Lewis. So if he's that fast, I hope he holds out. KC just gives up on him. Let somebody else have him in the NFC. I hate to say it, but he's the only weapon they picked up that really worries me. Most of the other guys they got just look like minutia filler kind of players. But that kid, man, that kid has lightning in his feet. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Steeler Val. I'm gonna sleep in Jim's front yard tonight and wake up in the first place. I saw you said you opened up your chair just over in the corner. You guys off camera had me cracking up. I was laughing so hard. Just the comments in the queue, I was dying. You guys are the best. I would defy anyone. I would defy anyone to tell me of any other show that does this the way we do it. I mean, my audience becomes friends and cracks everybody up. Richard Silva, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Miguel Garcia, always there for Raider Bear. 559 Fresno in the house. Armando Medrano, and what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always looking good. Doc Raider, greetings, Raider Bear. I had a very easy day today. Nice. I'm glad to hear that, brother. John Leon said, Max is only going to make our O-line better. Honestly, not just Max now. Before I read this, because I have some comments and some stuff to read for you. Just some stuff that's over the wire that I was reading about, and sometimes I report stuff completely fresh that's just me, and other times I'll go through I have to look through all the other sites and that sort of thing to make sure I'm not missing anything. And so there's talk about Christian Wilkins and Max becoming fast friends. And Wilkins just loves his motor and how he plays. I don't know how many of you heard him mention today in the interviews. He said that he knew Max from school, that he knew him back when they were in college, and he then said to then now see him though as a pro bring it the way he does on play after play. He was super impressed, just super impressed, and what him and Christian are going to do for the offensive line is outrageous. It's outrageous. I mean, they're going to be playing against two of the best defensive linemen, both on the edge and in the interior in football. And then Malcolm, I would argue Malcolm Kuntz has a lot to prove still, a lot to prove. Let's be honest. What do we really have about him that's got us excited? 9 games from last season where he got 8 sacks. Okay. And technically it should have been almost 10. Because he had some of those half tackles that other people got, and it should have been a sack and blah, blah, blah. So he got like 8-9 sacks in 9 games. That is really good, especially for him. We've been waiting for him to do something, and then he just exploded, and in 9 games gave us 8.5 sacks. So I like what he's bringing. I like what that's going to do for this offensive line. It's just, people don't see what's coming. People don't see what's coming. And I'm not telling people. I tell Raider fans all the time, don't once you get happy and you see something, starting to look like, oh, okay, here we go. Just let it happen. Don't let them hear about it. Don't let them see it. Don't talk to them about it. Just let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Laube is going to be a star. I gave you Dylan Laube right after the draft. Literally right after the draft was over. I said, Dylan Laube, watch. Wow. Dylan Laube. Can't wait. Brock Bowers is a generational player. Okay, excuse me. According to the experts. So what is Caveman talking about? Well, Edgar Lucky De Leon, I would argue he's mostly being humorous. You know what I mean? I think that was mostly humorous. I think that some people did not like the tight end pick, though, because they felt like we already had 1-star tight end. But what a lot of those same fans don't know, and that we don't have to make it a big deal about that because no one likes to feel like they don't understand something. So rather than go into all that, I'll just say what a lot of fans didn't understand was that by adding the 2nd-star tight end, it opens up a whole nother world of offense that you can commit to now because you have two guys on the line that can both mirror one another. In other words, they both run excellent route running. They have excellent route running skills. They both have top end speed for tight ends. They both have excellent hands. And most importantly, they both like to block. They're not just good at it. They like to do it. And then last, add that fifth team, that fifth thing, okay, that makes them a five-tool athlete, like they use that term in baseball. They also now can line up almost anywhere on the field. Brock Bowers is making it a point to let everyone know he's going to line up at fullback, he's going to line up at running back, he's going to line up at tight end, he's going to line up at wide receiver 3, and so on and so forth. He's going to be all over the field. They're going to motion him and so on. He likes to get loose, get the ball into his hands, turn and see space, and then make it happen. He runs with power. I've already said he's going to be the white Christian Okoye. He's going to be Christian Okoye. You remember the Christian Nightmare? The Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. The Christian Nightmare, listen to me. Christian Okoye was he may have been a chief, but that was a bad dude, man. That was a bad dude. You know what I mean? It's just like Chiefs fans when they're asked about Bo Jackson. You know what I mean? They show respect. Regardless of our rivalry, they don't go, oh yeah, Bo Jackson, he was all right. You know what I mean? They show reverence, you know what I mean? Because they know who he was. And I would do the same thing about Christian Okoye. And I think I see the same thing in Brock Bowers. The fact that he ran the ball at Georgia, was motioned as a wide receiver, played on tight end on both sides of the field. He's got it all. He can do it all, and it's going to open up a world of offense for us. Bear, I've seen where the AP canceled the rest of mandatory minicamp because of such great showing and cooperation from the team and the rookies. It looked really good. Devontae Adams said he tried to tell Brock Bowers a joke, and he wouldn't even laugh. He said he nicknamed him BM for businessman because he's all about that football. Yeah, and you've heard that said about him more than once. He's just a serious guy. But then when the switch is turned off, he smiles and he hangs out with people and he's a cool kid. It's just when it's football, it's football. And that doesn't mean you can't joke with the guy. He doesn't get mad at people. Don't expect him to respond. He's got kind of that Kobe Bryant kind of thing. And that's a lot to say because we all know and love Kobe Bryant. But because I wasn't even a Lakers fan. I love Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? I love watching him play. He was just amazing. And so to compare Brock to him, is saying a lot. But I only mean in the sense of their mental focus. I think it's similar. I think Brock could be really, really good for us. Worth being that fast and not showing up can only hurt him. Injuries and playbook. Yeah. Since you don't like the word war, I say wrecking crew if the D does it what we hope. Yeah, I like that one. Al had them watch videos of their practices to see where they need to brush up their skills. Yeah, I completely agree with that. DSR live production. Salute Bear. Salute chat Raiders. Showing 2016 car highlights today. Raiders 2024 offense is going to be similar under Aiden. You know what, DSR? I got to say to you first, appreciate you logging in. And I would say this. Aiden O'Connell is going to be the starter. I'm just pretty much throwing it out there. And you're hearing now reports that Gardner Minshew on yesterday's snaps got the majority of the first snaps. I think that's because they're getting him ready to be the starter in preseason. And you usually do that with your number 2 quarterback, not your number 1. You see what I'm saying? I think that to me is just a sign that they're getting him ready, you know what I mean? Because he's going to have to be the most ready to play in that regard, because when those preseason games come, they're going to want to run some stuff. You know what I mean? By the way, Jacorion Bennett got another interception in camp. Very nice. I'll explain why that's important in a second. Clean trash talking is always good. I love that. AP had them watch videos. Yeah, I think that honestly the league is trying more and more to emphasize to teams to cut back on practice as much as they can. I don't know if I agree with that. I know a lot of players don't agree with it. And some do, but they just want to emphasize player physical health and safety. But I would argue it's making players, in my opinion, a little bit more susceptible to injuries. You know what I mean? Because they're just not getting that hard body that you get from all that contact and running. You know, you kind of need to do that as you lead up to the season. So when the season starts, it doesn't shock your body and suddenly you get injuries. You know what I mean? Raider Man Cave said he sees what's coming. All right, I feel you, brother. I personally, I don't feel that about the wins, but you know, I feel you, brother. See, if you don't like the word war, I go back to what I said in the personal page, Wrecking Crew. If the defense does well, then yeah, I don't mind the Wrecking Crew thing. Oh, Coretta, that's all right, love. You're always there for Raider Bear. Bob Ryan is a gem on the coaching staff for the defense. Yeah, he comes from a line in his family of guys. I mean, we could talk the whole rest of the show about his brother and his dad and what they did for defenses and what, you know, Ryan's doing for ours. And, you know, they really understand defense, but they understand how to teach it too. John, what do you think about Colton Miller if he's not ready? Well, John, I think they're kind of getting us ready to tell us that, you know, because he's been in camp, but he's not really practicing almost at all. It's all just the pre-stuff. I'm sure you remember this, so I apologize. I have to bring it up. But whenever you're coming back from an injury, there's 3 steps that you have to go through to get back onto the field and then have full contact practices. Colton Miller still looks like he's on step 1 of the 3 steps that the doctors do for an athlete before they say, okay, he's achieved the 3 steps. He can go back out on the field and practice as normal now. He hasn't passed that yet. And so, see, that's a warning sign to me. And you notice no one's talking about that in the press. You only got that from the Raider. And, you know, it's alarming. But I think there's a chance he'll still be ready because, remember, a lot of this can be chalked up to he's a veteran and they're just taking him as slow as they possibly can back to the field from what was, you know, a nagging injury that kept him out virtually the entire year. So, yeah, I would go slow. In my world, we would have got a right tackle. Well, Raiders Man Cave, I honestly think we have that problem settled. Thayer Mumford has been playing excellent football. He's already looked good in camp. His weight looks a little better. He looks really happy. I can't emphasize enough. I know every time I've talked about him, I brought that part up, but I just want to say it again because I just think it's super important. The guy's acting like, hey guys, I just realized I could be a star, not just a player. I mean, I'm getting pretty big and strong, and I'm starting to figure this stuff out. And our defensive linemen are starting to say, yeah, Thayer Mumford can play a little bit. If the players are saying that, and they're picking his name and saying that, you know, I've been a Thayer Mumford guy since the day we signed him. I liked him since the day we signed him. So I really do think he's gonna end up probably winning the starting position for sure. And then we still have that kid we brought in from the St. Louis, New Orleans Saints, from the New Orleans Saints. And so he's a veteran right tackle, experience at right guard and at left tackle. So if Colton Miller went down and we had an emergency we really needed, we could click him in there and still be okay. I like our depth. We're in good shape. I see way more than 5 wins, bro. Asylum 77. Okay, let's see if my comments show up here. They do, Asylum. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Yeah, Andrus Pete. Exactly. DSR. Here, I'll post your comment. You see what I'm saying right there. Brock Bowers is the businessman. Yeah, Dustin King. I'm already liking the pick more and more. Do you think that he's the next Todd Christensen? Richard Silva, I think part of why Todd Christensen was who he was because of the connection he had with a successful quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So both things have got to happen. So I believe in AOC a lot, but I'm also a realist, you know, as an adult. I don't expect that, it's a given that AOC is going to be great. He may stink. He might throw 3 interceptions and fumble 4 balls because he trips all of a sudden mentally because he's the starter. I don't know. Now, do I think that'll happen? Of course not. I really think he's going to be a successful starter and a winner for us. I think he's going to take us to the playoffs, personally. I think he's going to take us to the playoffs. And I said it the other day, and I'll just be brief. If I picked a superhero to emulate him, it's Captain America, bar none. Because he's a leader. He just gets out there and gets it done. He doesn't fly around. He doesn't have super strength. He can't shoot missiles like Iron Man, but he can get it done. And everyone else wants him to be the leader because he gets it done. And I think that's what this quarterback is. He can run, but just a little bit. He can throw the ball real deep, but just a little bit. He's super accurate. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. So if he just brings those skills together, I think he's going to be real nice. Our D-line is going to wreak havoc on the quarterbacks. Nicholas Maida, not only do I agree with that 100%, I think it's going to be proven the linchpin to why our season changes and why we have a great season. Even the offensive line will be affected by the defensive line's drastic improvement. Now, why is that? Think about it. They're defense and offense. They don't play on the same field. Except in practice. So see, in practice now, the offensive line is facing one of the deeper, better, fast, skilled defensive lines in football. On every down in practice, those guys are bringing it, using everything they've got. Jenkins, Tyree Wilson trying to prove himself. Kuntz, Max, Christian, Wilkins. They're bringing it. Butler, They're mixing and matching them, bringing them back and forth. Switching sides, go. They're going to get sharper edge because of what the defensive line will do for them in camp. And if you don't believe me, just listen to some of the interviews with the guys on the defensive line when they're leaving after practice. And you can go back and pull up some of the ones on their site for OTAs and so on. And what the defensive line said is they have committed themselves to raising every level of this team. How can they do that? I'll tell you. Because if the defensive line creates pressure on the quarterback at all times, that forces him to have his ball hand, and he's going to get the jitters, and he's going to rush things. And when you make quarterbacks rush decisions, they make mistakes. They put the ball in danger. They'll allow our defensive backs and safeties to make plays because they're so into the initial part of the play that their own offensive players haven't had enough time to separate before the quarterback needs them to be in separation and looking back for the ball because they're feeling so much pressure, the quarterback, from our defensive line. So now our defensive line makes the safeties and the corners better just because they don't make them guard these wide receivers for 5, 6, and 7 seconds. No, it's going to be like 4 or 5 seconds, and then that ball's going to be in the air, and they're going to know it. And good things came out at camp about Tommy Eichenberg, too. What's up, Bear? Subscribe to your channel and wanted to thank you for being on my show yesterday. It was legendary. Asylum 77, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. I appreciate that. I had a good time. We'll do it again. Shout out everyone. Check out my guy Asylum 77. He has a show of his own called Cage Match. It's really good. If you would, Asylum, leave your link in the comments so people can find your show. It was good stuff. I enjoy going on. Facts, I've been saying Aiden will be the starter all season. Okay, honestly, D-Sar, I got to say this to you. Not only do I agree with you, but I was touting this guy before we drafted him, that I had read that scouts were talking about some team was going to get real lucky if this kid falls to them. And I was like, okay, who's this? So I start scrolling, keep reading. And they go, oh, yeah, it's this little kid from Purdue named Aiden O'Connell. And I was like, okay. So I start studying Aiden O'Connell, and I'm like, damn, this guy's got some, Captain America in him here. He's running around. He's making plays. He's gritting his teeth. He's staying in the pocket and making a completion and then getting blasted. But even though he saw the contact coming, he held in there. It's good stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Yep, thinking of Havoc is why I pulled a nickname from the Shakespeare play. Havoc. I like Havoc a lot. Yeah, and Jacorian Bennett and Jack Jones. I think that's what it's going to be now because Jacorian Bennett is starting to stand out in camp because He is getting opportunities to make plays, and he's making them, guys. And someone asked me the other day, so I wanted to explain this. They said, if you keep hearing reports that the defensive backs are getting interceptions, doesn't that mean our quarterbacks are playing poorly? No. What you have to understand is in camp, when we're working on these new things, as a quarterback, he wants to attempt stuff. He wants to see how certain phases and parts of a play work. So, for example, you run the play, he snaps the ball, the quarterback steps back, and he's supposed to look right and throw the ball on the flat. Okay? Simple thing. But what if it has someone running a deep out post on the far left side? So maybe now when he snaps the ball and runs the play, maybe he looks right, stops, pauses, looks left, and lets one go. You see what I mean? And he would be doing that just to see if, do I have this, wide receiver? Because remember, he's practicing with Trey Tucker, one of the guys who hasn't got a ton of snaps, but is blazing fast and looks like he is going to account in our offense in some way this year. So you would want to get a familiarity with your throwing the ball to a guy that fast. You want to be able to put that bean right in front of him so he can make his play and keep those wheels moving. Don't slow him down. You know what I mean? Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Asylum, I really appreciate that. We all love Corita, and we really appreciate that. She lost her son, Ryan, and really tough times for her. And so we just all appreciate her even being here with us. We just really appreciate that. Putting foots on all quarterbacks. John Rogers Jr., what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Yeah, Asylum 77, honestly, I think Thayer Mumford is sweet. I really do. I think we went from an offensive line that looked like it needed help to an offensive line now that has depth. And certain players, and I can't believe I'm saying this about the Raiders, but we have enough depth now at that position and a couple others that we're going to have to say goodbye to some guys that can ball. I mean, some guys that it's going to be like, wait a minute, we're letting go of that guy? But we almost have to. But we do still have a ton of cap space, guys. Don't forget that. We're at 34.3 million, somewhere in that range. But regardless, 34 million, in cap space, that's a star or three. Because remember, most of these guys, you're prorating their contracts. You don't just give them all that money up front, no matter what you sign them to. But with 34 million, you can really spread the wealth around to 2 or 3 guys that are ballers and bring them in and be like, hey, let's do things. Or bring in someone else's star that has a headache contract, but the guy can still play. You bring him in, put him under our banner. Honestly, I feel like this is the team you do this with. I really do. You gotta see the little things, guys. I'm trying to be a detective for Raider Nation and just say this. This is it. This is it. When you look at what we've done. Don't get jaded. We got rid of a guy that was our quarterback for 9 years. Okay? Let that set in. No, don't. I don't want you to get depressed. But but my point is this is it. We've got a young, firebred quarterback that wants the job and a backup behind him that we know can do the job. And not only that, we have to remember, what is Gardner Minshew? Because some of you really want to see him be the starter, and I'm telling you it's not going to happen. Now, why do I say that? Because what is Gardner Minshew? Gardner Minshew is a fireman. You know what I mean? That guy is a fireman. You know what I mean? If you have him on your team and your starter goes down, he buckles his hat up tight and runs in there like it's a fire and says, let's do this. Because that guy's got cojones. I mean, please excuse my terrible Spanish, but but that's what it is. I mean, that guy is raw dog. I love Gardner Minshew. I do. I was worried at first when they signed him that he might outshine AOC. But at the same time, once I realized, but they're also learning the exact same thing. They're both getting a brand new offense. They're both going to college, as rookies, in college, so to speak, in the NFL, getting their new playbooks. And so they were starting both from the ground up. And so far, so good. You know what I mean? I'm hearing from camp and everything that's going on. AOC looks like he's the guy right now. Edgar Lucky De Leon. The convention's in Arizona this year. Isn't there one next weekend? I'm trying to get out to that one. Mama Bear's not going to be able to go with me. She's going to be out of town, but I'm trying to make it over there. I have to get dog sitters, and then I have family stuff, and so. Raider fan, what's up? Welcome to the show. I will make to some. I just don't know which ones. I guess that's the best way I can say it. Yeah, we do, John. People forget about Butler and Jenkins. Yeah, no, I did not forget about Butler and Jenkins. You heard me say it. you give some love to this show, doggone it. Jerome Colvin, my twin brother in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the love, Raider fan. Much love back to you. Rendell Rhodes, how you doing? Munford goes up against Max every day and builds his confidence, and you can hold your own with Mac. You go up against anyone in the league. Raiders! Don't get me all jacked up. I'm already jacked up. Put foots in them. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a year, I'm telling you. I'm going to talk my boy off the ledge. Okay, because we're going to be good this year. We really are. We're going to be good this year. The only depth that is a bit questionable is defensive end after Max Kuntz and Tyree. The next man after that, most likely Janarius Robinson, but it will be a battle with the UDFAs. Now, okay, I agree with everything you said. I'm not going to argue with any of that. But what I am going to add, though, is that we still have time with as much cap space as we do to add a guy or three. And so I could see them maybe looking at someone in free agency defensive end-wise and going, okay, give that guy $8 million and bring him in. This guy over here, good cornerback, good corner. Okay, give him $7 million, get him in here. And I'm telling you, I don't think we're done making moves. I love Tom Telesco. I call him Tom Let's Go Telesco. I love him. I thought the draft went great. I think he's going to be great for us. I think he already did some good things, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the run. Let me see. Aiden also beat Drew Brees' completion record at Purdue, as well as being third and fourth all-time for yards in a game with 2 over 400-yard games, and also tied fifth in yards and touchdowns. I mean, the stats don't lie. You see what I'm saying, man? That guy is tough. He's just closet badass. But he doesn't have the flashy, pieces that make him look like a Corvette. You know what I mean? He looks like a really reliable Jeep, and people want a Porsche, a Mustang, a Ferrari, ooh, give me the Bugatti. No, this guy gets it done. And we've got the weapons around him to get it done. That's what we need. You know what I mean? And I think this is it. I think this is it. That's what I've been getting at. This is it. I think that with this much cap space, Mark Davis on a roll with his 2 titles, with his WNBA Las Vegas Aces. Oh, I love Chelsea Plum. But he's got to step on the gas now. He's got to believe in AP and this team and open up the checkbook and get these guys. Because, see, we're not going to be able to sell out that stadium if we just keep namby-pambying and trying to half-ass it. And even if Mark Davis didn't want to get rid of John Gruden and it forced his hand, don't you feel better? Be honest. Even if you liked John Gruden, doesn't it kind of feel better? I feel free. I feel like a different kind of Raider fan. We're in Vegas now, and we don't have all these old things that were associated with Oakland in it anymore. This is now 1,000% the Vegas Raiders. And I like that. Ingest it. Become Vegas. You know what I mean? We're Raider fans. We don't bitch and moan and say we're going to leave the team and all that other stuff. And so if they know that, now we have to start winning to teach those other fans that want to jump on board the bandwagon and just say, oh, I've always been a Raider fan. I just stopped wearing my clothes and my hat and rooting for the team. Yeah, okay, you're still a Raider fan, whatever, man. I actually had a guy say that. He's all, I just stopped wearing the gear because it was embarrassing. I'm like, are you being serious right now? Really? Really? You stopped wearing the gear? You telling me you're a real Raider fan? Get out of here, man. Oh, I give him the business in the street. If I see Raider, even my daughter, R8RBEAR. Oh, she's not here. I forgot she's at work. Even my daughter would tell you, okay? Linda, wait, come here. I run into Raider fans on the street. Tell me if I'm lying. I run into Raider fans on the street, and I'll look at them and go, sup, brother? Raiders! Let's go! And if they look at me and go, Oh, no, I know. I know. No, you ain't a Raider fan, man. Tell him. What?
I said facts.
Facts. Okay? You do that to me in the street, you ain't a Raider fan, man. But I was in a Walmart, okay? Real nice looking kid. He had on a white Raiders jacket, a black Raider hat. He was with this old lady. They look good, mid-20s, okay? Spanish kid, Spanish lady, nice looking, clean cut. You know, she looked pretty. They looked real good, and they were going by the Walmart. I went, Raiders! And he did Mama Bear's, yeah, what? That's how you do it, see? And I told him, that's how you do it, man. We're Raider fans. Don't come with all that. We're excited for the year. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. We live this. We're installing a new offense, and it takes time. We have the same defense this year and almost the same personnel, so the defense will be better at this point, and we have a top 5 D. And Jerome, I appreciate you bringing me back, but this is where I was also going with that. When you hear about the defensive backs getting interceptions in camp, that means when the offense is testing things, they're making do of their opportunities. So if the quarterback goes, oh, I'm going to look right, and then suddenly goes, oh, left, I'm going to throw deep, and then you played it that way, and you played it correctly, and then you go up and you bring one down, hey, that's nice. Now you're showing if now another team challenges him in that manner, he'll be there. The moment's not too big for him, and he'll make plays. And Jacorian Bennett, I mean, I don't mind saying he seems to have come forward a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit more professionalism. I'm seeing a little bit less of the, oh, look at me, I'm cocky Jacorian, I can do this, that. No, I'm seeing less than that. I'm seeing less of that and more of a man. Thank you, Mama Bear. And I'm seeing more of a man's presence. It's just, he's going to be nice for us. Do we pay our guys with extra cap space, or do we go to free agency? I'd like to re-sign Spillane. I think the re-signing Spillane thing is going to get done because the brain trust around the Raiders is different now. And you have a head coach that himself was a linebacker. So he's going to go to bat for Spillane because Spillane, in my opinion, has already proven that he can handle the job. In other words, I feel like Spillane and Aiden O'Connell have that in common. I don't care that they're not both flashy athletes. All I care about is they get the job done for the Raiders. Just win, baby. 3 words. And it may be old, but we can't forget it because we live it. God bless you, Al Davis. Just win, baby. That's it, man. I don't need a guy that, you know, at quarterback that's this or that or the other. I don't need that, but we might have it. Have you heard about Anthony Brown? Oh, my God. He doing some things, man. John Leon gave me Anthony Brown like days ago, months ago. Said, Bear, don't miss Anthony Brown. I was like, yeah, John. I did. And he comes back to me a couple weeks later. He's, oh, man, I'm telling you, Anthony Brown. I'm like, yeah, pipe down. He knows I'm kidding, but he was months ahead of the game on Anthony Brown. I mean, I'd heard good things, but I wasn't ready to say the things that John Leon was saying. He was saying, mark my words, this guy's going to be pretty good. He's going to, take somebody's job. And I was like, okay, come on, calm down, John. And now it's looking like he might. He looks really good in camp, man. If we need help at corner, what do you think about Eli Apple? He's a free agent. Jim Vanderlyn, I think that ship has sailed. In other words, we tried to bring him in at one point when we still had McDaniels, and then it didn't work out, I guess, between our agents and the front office and money and blah, blah, blah. It didn't work out, and then he ended up going somewhere else. Now he's a little bit older, and in all honesty, I think he's been exposed to a certain extent. He's not a bad defensive back by any sense, but I don't know if that's who I would put my money into. If he's all that's left of what's left to pick from corners, which he isn't, but if he was like the best left of what's there, then maybe I consider it. Sean King has AOC as a sleeper that can be a top 15 quarterback this year. Now, see, Rendell Rhodes, Sean King sees it. I'm telling you. I've been bragging about AOC since day one. day one, before the Raiders picked him. I'm so excited now that he's getting this shot, because I just really think that this guy is a floor general. He's going to go out there, and it's not going to be flashy, but he's going to lick his fingers, and he's going to get that look in his eyes, and he's going to become known for that. Not for his powerful arm or how fast he runs. He's going to be known for, here I come. I know this playbook. I believe in myself and this roster. Now show me if you can stop me. I'm telling you, man. And he's going to get together with those guys, man, and they're going to gel. And all starting a new offense together. See, that's what I like about this. They're all starting a new offense together. It's not one or two guys. It's not 10 people on the team already know it from last year and blah, blah, blah. No. Whole squad, top to bottom, everyone's learning it. And I love that. Right, Mark Davis is in trouble with the Aces. I read that he paid over the cap, so a few people were fired and he was fined. Yeah, he went full mob boss, and he did some things to get girls on the roster. But I'm sorry, I'm kind of proud of that. Raiders! I'm sorry, I'm kind of proud of that, okay? Mark Davis did something Al Davis would have done and then just basically went, oh, is that right? Did I break a law? Did I break one of the rules? My bad. I accept your fines and penalties. Just do that and move on, man. In all honesty, as much as I appreciate the heritage of the Oakland and LA Raiders being from Australia, whether it's Oakland, LA, or Vegas, it makes no difference for me. All the way over here, it's still, all about the Raiders! You guys stop this, okay? I don't want any more speeches from people in my audience. No more goosebumps comments. Just normal questions. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, I gotta go. Well, okay, here, I got it right here. Okay, now, listen carefully. Who is the guy that right at the draft gave you Dylan Laube? Who gave you that guy? The R8RBEAR! You know who I am. So anyway, Dylan Laube, a 6th round pick from little tiny New Hampshire, is using his versatility to the fullest. Along with racking up a lot of yards after the catch from the backfield, he has received quite a few reps in kickoff returns. I think he has a bright future with the Raiders, said Cadillac Williams, the running backs coach. He's wise beyond his years. He shows up like a veteran and a veteran's personality. He can take what he learns from the classroom and apply it on the field immediately. He's always going to be in the right spots. He's got really good hands. This is all Cadillac Williams talking about Dylan Laube. He's got really good hands. He's quick. He's explosive. Just a very cerebral player that can do a lot of things. Raiders! Yeah! I've been waiting all night to tell you guys that. And I'm telling you right now, Dylan Laube, when we do our shows and stuff, we can talk about it. Even all the way out there in Australia, though, don't tell everybody. You can tell Raider fans. Do your show. Tell Raider fans. But nobody else. Don't get into beefs with anybody online and start talking back and forth about who has the better team. And no, don't do it, man. They might coax it out of you. You might slip up and go, wait until Dylan Laube gets into you. Oh, man. We keep it classy here on Raider Bear Family Pace. I went to Piro Machu Picchu and screamed, Raiders! And I almost got kicked out. But I bet I was the first. I love this woman. Raiders! Rendell Rhodes. Jacorian Bennett was a classic Al Davis pick. You can teach a player anything, but you can't teach a player to be big and or fast. Yes, you cannot teach the kind of speed Jacorian Bennett has. Now, what's hampered guys like that in the past is they've gotten so consumed with their speed that they think that when they're out there in coverage that they can just see what the wide receiver's doing, and if he does something that, slips him up or maybe he jukes him, whatever, he believes in his own athletic ability and his own speed so much that he's going to be able to stop and make that up and still make a play. Now, to some people, including some people in my audience, that might sound arrogant that a cornerback would do that. But in reality, remember, a guy like Jacorian Bennett, when he was in college, most days he was facing guys every night that he was clearly their superior. And Jacorian Bennett was shutting guys down in college and was faster than them. And then every once in a blue moon, they would play a top-ranked team that had a top-ranked wide receiver, and he'd still do well because he was legit, in school. So now you fast forward and he's in the pros. Can you catch his mind up to the game now? See, because he in college, you're cheating still. And by cheating, I mean legal cheating. In other words, you're not technically cheating. What I mean is they just play off their God-given abilities, and then coach says, learn the playbook, and that's it. And then they lift weights, and they try to get stronger and try to not get hurt. But in truth, they don't really become better football players until they get to the NFL, because there's a ton of things in college most college coaches don't even bother to teach you. Now, that has begun to change. You're starting to get schools that are hiring coaches that have pro experience, and so they're starting to teach kids at the college level. It's more individual learning than the overall program. But if a certain school, like, say, Miami, the Hurricanes, gets a quarterback, he's probably going to be, get some good tootling, going to get some good schooling up, and he's going to probably be a pretty professional quarterback right when he gets to the pros, because that's kind of what they do. They run pro offenses. So now you bring up one of their quarterbacks, he goes onto the field to practice, and he's already fairly comfortable, with what they're throwing at him and what they want to wrinkle, what they want to run, and what wrinkles they want in that offense. So I like AOC, but I just think sometimes he puts too much on the ball, and it caused drops from Adams. Hopefully he's able to put a little more touch on it. John Leon, welcome to the show one more time, and I got to tell you, that is the definition of minutia. In other words, I appreciate that you're worried about it. It doesn't mean that your point is moot. I just mean that's a given, in my opinion. If he's going to be a winner and he's going to get better, that's got to happen. So I believe that will happen. And I attribute part of that to him just being a young guy and feeling like he has to prove, hey, I can put the heat on the ball whenever we need it. Because in truth, that's what all NFL coaching systems with their quarterbacks and head quarterback coaches, they preach. You want a guy who can put that ball on a bean and and get it right to him. Why do you think everyone wanted Michael Penix so bad? The kid that ended up going to the Falcons. The guy's got a whip for an arm that just throws balls like BBs at midnight that'll go through a brick wall. Raider, I want to see a Raiders-Eagles Super Bowl. Tommy, that would be dope. And we would have to have a massive bet. Like, I would have a deli sandwich made that's like your favorite sandwich in the whole world, except I would have it made for me. So you'd have to watch me eat your favorite sandwich if I win. And if you win, you can have my favorite. Ooh, I got to think of something I really, really like so that it would hurt if I lose. Mama Bear's strawberry cheesecake. I'll have her freeze dry it, put it in a box, and we will mail it to you. And if you win, you get to open the box and eat it. Or you have to put it in the freezer so it won't melt and stuff, but you know what I mean. We'll do it. I'm down. Our opponent's medical staff are going to be busy with all the players our defense will put on IR. Michael Charlin Jr., stop it! Raiders! See, I got to honestly say, I am a hype guy. I love the Raiders. I'm always going to love the Raiders. I don't care what they're, even the Josh McDaniels stuff, although it was driving us all crazy, it was still our Raiders, you know what I mean? I wasn't ready to go anywhere. I was just pissed off that we were trying so hard to emulate all that Patriot BS, you know what I mean? But that's over with now, and now we have, a sense of normalcy like never before in a long, long time. And a guy who literally epitomizes the phrase straight out of Compton, because he is. like literally. Brock is a weapon. He's a 240-pound McCaffrey. Not only do I agree with that, he is so weird. I mean, the guy, he can line up at so many positions, and then we're going to be able to literally line him up on the right side. Okay, then Aiden O'Connell could pick up his foot for motion. He'll motion across the line of scrimmage to the left side of the line, and then we'll run the ball right. You know what I mean? We're going to screw with people's minds. It's going to be incredible because we're going to be able to do all of that because we're going to have 2 tight ends that can block on every play. And they're smart. They're going to understand this playbook. Luke Getsy has to be so excited, man. He has to be so excited to get to this team with a new head coach, a brand new job, and then they just tell him, here you go, build the offense. That's awesome. He's got to be jacked. Dylan has his spot on the special teams to start. He does, but everyone, including our running backs coach, can see the obvious. All the skills that he showed in school are going to translate to the pro level. Now, when I say that, and you look at video and you see a guy that plays from Little New Hampshire University, you know he's obviously playing against a lot of guys defensively that are not going to go to the pros. So he can make a lot of those guys look bad. It's the equivalent of him trying to avoid a tackle from me in my prime trying to make a team. I was never going to make a team, but if I was there trying to make a play on him, he still, if he beats me or straight arms me or spins off me or whatever he does, then hey, man, that's legit and that can work at the pro level. He just has to now bring that skill set, get used to the speed of this game, and then start riding those deep. I haven't seen a guy with vision like this in a long time. He's one of those guys that can see 7 guys in front of him ahead where the blocks will line up, and he just sort of runs to those areas and makes the blocks line up because he forces the guys that are running toward him into his blockers by moving himself and juking toward them, and then back, he pulls the defender into his offensive lineman without them having to lose their breath running 10 yards to the left or the right. And then as soon as he sees contact, he breaks. He doesn't look to see if it's a good block. He doesn't wait to see if it's solid. The moment he sees contact, he breaks and he turns up the speed. In other words, he knows how to sprint, but not at top speed. So now he's watching his blocks fill, and then he has another gear. Dylan Laube, I'm telling you, he's I can't wait. Oh, yeah. He's on special teams only. Shh. Just trust me, he's going to be on the sidelines. And there's going to be plays. And they're going to do the old, and they're going to bring, I can't whistle that way, but they're going to do the old, and they're going to bring him in, and there's going to be havoc. I can't wait. I feel like I know what everyone else's Christmas present and what everyone else on the show's Christmas present is, and I'm not telling you. I'm not going to tell you. It's Dylan Laube. He's going to be that good. Dylan Laube's going to bring Christmas. Bennett was picked on because he was a rookie and was baptized by fire. No doubt about it. The Falcons did the Raiders a favor drafting Penix at 8. We're hearing funny reports, already about Penix. No. The Bear doesn't do anything for pickles, with pickles, or about pickles. I don't entertain pickle humor, even. Unless I'm paid. And no, I'm not joking. I have been paid twice in the interest of charity. I raised $200. The second time it was a little bit more than that. But I said I needed to get to a certain price point, and I said $200, and I don't know why. I thought it would be hard for everyone, but they paid. And I ate a pickle on camera real slow, and I was trying to hold it, and my arm was trying to fight my other arm, and Mama Bear was videoing it and laughing the whole time. My wife of 20 plus years, laughing the whole time. Stephen Marchand, what's up? Welcome to the show. You're late, damn you. No asylum pickles. Everyone stop it. Not only do I think we have one of the top teams this season, but we have strategic assassins. You know, honestly, the things that Marvin Lewis and Philbin are going to be able to do with Antonio Pierce off the charts. And then remember, even though Marvin Lewis had a good defense all that time that he was in Cincinnati with the Bengals, bringing that team over and over again to division titles, the playoffs. Now, ultimately, they always failed. And that's unfortunate. But I don't think that's a reflection on the coach. I think the repetitiveness of getting the roster that was also making adjustments and changes year after year. They were a tough team that was hard to deny and made the playoffs quite a few times. Now, again, he ultimately didn't win it, but I think he showed that he really knows football because he was taking a subpar roster, yet year after year after year was winning. So I think that's impressive. Mr. Raider Bear, thank you, Tommy. I wouldn't want to bet on that Super Bowl because no matter what, I'd be a winner. That's right, you are, Tommy. In all things, remember that. Let's sweep the Queefs this year and be the AFC West Chiefs champs and beat those chumps. You know, honestly, Edgar Lucky De Leon, what we did to them last year shows that we have a roster that can do it. And all you're hearing coming out of Kansas City is they're having problems. And remember, any dynasty, even when it's just close to the end, and I think that's what's going on with the Chiefs, they sucked 2 Super Bowls out of effectively about a 5-year window where they were consistently good, winning the division and going to the playoffs for about 5 years. And in that 5-year window, they won 2 rings. I think that's pretty good, but I also think once you've gone that long and you've won 2 championships, now you're going to start to see erosion because the owner himself is going to basically say, yeah, I like Patrick Mahomes and I want to put a good team around him, but for what? We've got 2 rings already. You know what I mean? He's going to go down in history. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. We did it. So now, maybe you don't want to give him, a lifetime contract the next time around. Maybe you let him go and start over, especially if there's like a super hot quarterback coming in and you know about it. Maybe you consider it. Maybe you trade, what's his name again? Maybe you trade Mahomes, you know what I mean? Who knows? But they've already done it. So, see, to me, this would be the most likely time that we clip them, you know what I mean? Win the division. Maybe they still make the playoffs with the wild card, but then, if we ended up facing them, we finish them. And if we do win 2, we'd have the tiebreaker and so on and so forth. La da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. What's your prediction of wins for the season? I have us going 11-6. Asylum, I have it at 11-6 too. Personally, I have it at 11-6 too. But I'm reserving the right to change that to 10-7. And the only reason I say that, and I want to explain because I don't want to seem like a flip-flopper. I'm being completely open about this. The only reason I say that is because I'll still make the prediction before the season starts. And so if I see more from camp and it's concerning, then maybe that changes. Because, see, there is a chance, guys, that we don't see a lot of Colton Miller this year. There really is a chance of that. There's a real chance that we do not see a lot of Colton Miller this year. Now, I think he's going to be ready. I think he's going to be ready to play. But, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? The old saying. Let's just use that. Okay, because everyone will know what I'm talking about, and I'm at the end of my show here. But where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's strange things coming out at camp about Colton Miller and what kind of workouts he's doing and where he's at with the team, and it's like, I hope DJ Glaze is ready to go because he was a good draft pick for us. Wilson's going to take a huge step this season for show. I believe that. Steve Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. He said, great show. I appreciate that, man. Luck Guy Pace said 10-7. Tony Copeland Evans says 10-7. See, I think that's possible. I really do. But I'm kind of leaning toward 11 now because I just feel as Raider fans, sometimes we're skeptical to go all the way in on how we feel about something because we've done it so many times and been disappointed. If I was Mark Davis, this would be the roster. This would be it. This year and next year, if we can get the cap space next year the way it is this year. But this year, I'm maxing out that cap space. I'm going after some of these free agents and giving them 1-year deals. And if they want it, good, you bring them in and you see what they still got in them. You know what I mean? Patrick Peterson, has been an all-pro corner his whole life. He's like 38 now. But I don't care. If he's available and he still thinks he can play, I'll give him a 1-year deal and then just put him out there occasionally. And remember, guys, our defense that we're also getting so excited about, it's technically structured to help an older player, an older team. Now, why do I say that? Briefly, it's because it's a 3-4 defense. That means it expands every time they snap the ball. Do you see what I'm saying? You're running a 3-4 as 3 linebackers and 4 down linemen, because we know our down linemen are going to make plays. They're going to break up plays, even on plays where they don't get a sack and don't, get the guy on the ground. You're rushing their play. So you're giving the defense more time to make plays all over the field. So I just feel like that difference in at least 1 or 2 of these games, that maybe we see that game and we watch the game from beginning to end and we say to ourselves, oh, that was we shouldn't have won that game. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, your team you love has one of those games where first quarter, we don't look so good, and it's 21-7. Second quarter, we get another touchdown, and they didn't, so it's starting to look better, 21-14. Then they get a field goal, and we get a field goal, and so it's like we're going back and forth, but they just look like the better team, and then all of a sudden the defense locks them up, and we get a score. And the defense locks them up, and we get another score, and then there's a fumble, and we get a good field position, kick a field goal, win the game. Bang, off to next week. See, I see at least 1 or 2 games that are going to pan out that way, where the defense is going to look at the offense and go, look, guys, we're going to go out there and make a couple more plays, and we're going to shut down their next 2 drives. They're not going to get points. But when we get you the ball back, I need points on these next 2 downs. You got to get us points on these next 2 drives. You got to. Otherwise, we're just going to run out of clock. We got no shot. If we want to really believe we can still be in this game, you got to give me something on these next downs. See, Max Crosby is the kind of cerebral guy. I could see him run right over to a quarterback and say, to Aiden O'Connell, look, man, we're going to go get this. Be ready. We all believe in you, but I'm letting you know this is it. We're going to go out there and get this for you. And when we bring you the ball, you go and get it. Alexa, play Hide by NASA. Or maybe not. Alexa, play Hide by NASA. Ooh, no. The show wants more show.
Remix by NASA on Amazon Music.
Woo! Old school. Still using the computer. Still using Alexa and odd stuff. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family page. It's just $5 a month, and you can cancel at any time. And your $5 goes to charities that we work with all over the world. Raiders! I love you all. I appreciate you joining me, and I will see you tomorrow night. Raider Bear Family page. Peace and stuff. Stuff and peace. And can we all please just get along? Okay? Too much divide. We're putting politics into everything. We got to stop doing that. Hug your brother. Hug your sister. Stop being so angry.